Out here west of the Piedmont region in Maryland, this turtle here, the wood turtle, is a little bit more common. They are still an uncommon species, and if you find one, you should definitely note where you found one and let the Maryland Wildlife Services know, because they are on a watch list because they are in need of conservation. Now this one here, this one actually has notches on the shell. So this means this is actually in a study site where this turtle is. So this population's under watch. But this is an awesome little turtle. They breed in the summer, which is kind of interesting because they get aggressive during their breeding season. The males will actually chase other males out of the area. They'll fight each other to establish that dominance for the females that are nearby. This one here, this is a female. Like most turtles, the females, they'll have a flat plastron, which is the underside of their shell, and the males will have a concave plastron. But they are a really, really pretty turtle. I love finding them. They're so cool. I love the orange on the legs and I don't want to flip them up too much, but the black dots that are just on the underside. The top of their shell it's kind of hard to see because she's got some mud. So let me see if I can wet it up a little bit here. And they do actually live in streams, as you can see behind me. They require a lot of these slow-moving freshwater streams as their habitat, which is one of the reasons why their population is in such decline, because we're starting to lose a lot of that habitat here in Maryland. But one of the reasons they get their name, the wood turtle, is the top of their shell actually resembles a dead, decaying log or fallen tree that they use to blend into the forest to hide from predators. Such a cool turtle. I love seeing them every time. Gonna make sure we note where we are so we can let the Wildlife Services know. And we're gonna let this little girl be on her way.
So here's something super interesting. While we were taking photos of the wood turtle, she kind of got loose and she went up right into this bank here. And when she went up into this bank, she knocked loose a red salamander. So cool, accidental herping. Alright, so here is a close-up of that red salamander. As you can see, my hands are very wet. This is really important when handling salamanders, especially stream salamanders, because they are so dependent on the water. And you want to make sure that you don't dry them out. You can tell when you're drying them out if they get kind of sticky. But other than that, you want to make sure that you keep wetting your hands to keep them safe. Now, this is one of the largest red salamanders that I've ever seen. You can see he's pretty chunky, and I keep saying he because this is definitely a male, and you can tell because they have a swollen vent on their underside. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to upset the salamander or make him lose his lunch or anything. So, but if you look at the bottom, there's a swollen vent, and that's how you can tell. But he's definitely living a good life out here in Western Maryland because he is a chunky boy, and so they're carnivorous. They feed on a lot of other salamanders, and there's definitely not short on meals here. Another interesting thing about this particular salamander is he's got these black lips, and hopefully we can zoom in and you can see them, which is not usually a characteristic for these salamanders out here in Maryland. Usually they are a species called the black-chin red salamander that you find out in Tennessee. So it's really cool to see like these black lips on this red salamander out here in Maryland.
Alright, so I was out looking for more wood turtles and snakes and whatnot, and I hear one of our friends yell snake. So I ran over here, and to my surprise, it is a hognose. Out here in Western Maryland, these are pretty uncommon. I generally don't see them very often, maybe one or two a year if I'm lucky. Now, they come in a lot of different colors, orange, yellow. They have a lot of times when they're orange and yellow, they have black saddles, patches, whatever you would call. This one here, this one is all black, so they can get confused with other snakes fairly easily. But one of the most interesting things about a hognose is, I don't know if you can hear this, he's actually hissing. They'll expel a lot of air. They are known for big defensive display snakes. They flatten their heads out, so if I come over top of him, he might flatten his head out. Yep, just like that. See, he's flattening his head out like that. That is just to scare you away. They'll flatten their head out just like a cobra would. They get that big hood. Also, one of the reasons why these guys are harmless to humans, but this is one of the reasons why you cannot say that all snakes with a triangular head are venomous. They also are known for playing dead. They'll actually open their mouth and stick their tongue out, which is very, very interesting to see. They will literally play dead, and the smell that they release from spreading on feces all over themselves is just, as a predator, it usually scares them away. I know I wouldn't want to eat it. That's just kind of gross. But these guys are awesome. They're one of my all-time favorite snakes. Let's see if I can pick him up here without... See? A little bluff strike there. It's still intimidating to have them come at you like that. But see if I can pick him up. If you can hear that. This is a beautiful snake. They are a short, stout snake. They don't get too much bigger than this. I just love these guys. These are so cool. But we're going to go ahead and set him down. He seems to calm down. I don't think he's going to play dead unless I overhandle him. But I'm going to let him do his thing. I love a chance to see a hognose any chance I get.
So this is a milk snake. It's really, really an interesting looking snake. You can check out the belly there. Usually when we see them out here in Western Maryland, they're more of a brown. You can also find them mostly red. That's usually the pattern they come in. But this guy is gray. It's like almost steel. It's really, really awesome to see. Whoop, gonna go right for my face here. To see them like this, and then check out its belly too. Like, that is an interesting belly. Now, you know, looking at that belly, I would think that this was a belly of a corn snake or even like a king snake. They're actually in the same genus as a king snake, so that's pretty neat. Like, maybe that, who knows how they got this pattern, but you know, it's just super, super patterned like this. Now, milk snakes do normally have a pattern on their belly. It's just quite not like this. But these are really cool little snakes. They're fossorial, which means they spend most of their life underground, and you can only usually find them by flipping rocks or stuff like that. And yeah, they're super bitey. So remember when I said these guys were super bitey? Check that out. Look at how far they can extend their jaws. That is so fascinating.
Go to your home. There you go. There you go.